Hey, it's Candy. Welcome back to my kitchen. So today I'm going to attempt to make a full Thanksgiving dinner. Kind of easy Thanksgiving dinner. So I have a turkey. We're going to do some green bean casserole, some potatoes. I have a pie, and what else was I going to make? Oh, stuffing. Except it's not going to be stuffing, it's going to be dressing. So we're going to get the turkey in the oven first. And I bought him on Tuesday. He was fully frozen. And today is Saturday. And he seems to be mostly de-thawed. So I'm going to get him uncovered and start getting him in the pan. And I'll show you guys. Alright, so here's my turkey. He is 12.5 pounds. And he is still frozen in these spots, which is not fun. He spent 3.5 days in my fridge and he is still frozen in parts. This is the biggest pan that I have. I was going to try him in the crock pot, but he's too big for the crock pot. And this was the smallest turkey that I found at the store. So, I've got my oven preheated to 350. I'm going to season him. Okay? So I have this Bell's All Natural seasoning that I'm going to try. It has rosemary, oregano, sage, ginger, marjoram, thyme, and pepper. It doesn't have any salt in it. No salt, GMOs, or gluten. So I'm going to have to salt as well. So it's just a powder. I'm going to put it in this little jar, and then I'm going to add salt to it. My bird's going to need salt. Let's go season my bird. This is supposed to be like basically a dry rub. So I'm going to pour it on, and then rub it in. Now, if you're new to cooking Thanksgiving, do not forget to take the stuff out of the body cavity. And sometimes they also put stuff where the neck goes. That's where I found like my gizzards and my livers and stuff. I know that there's funny videos on the internet where people didn't know that. I always season the inside of my cavity as well. So that side's done. Let's sit him on his breasts. Do the back side. This is messy, so make sure you wash your hands before, wash your hands after. I've never tried this mix, so hopefully it tastes good because it's now all over my turkey. He looks green. Alright, I'm going to clean up around this. Got some on it, and I'm going to wash my hands. For me, I'm going to leave this as is. I'm not going to add any vegetables in here. I'm going to attempt to just cook it like this. So I'm going to put some foil over the top. So he's going in breast side down. I'm actually going to put him on a cookie sheet as well, just in case this pan can't hold the drippings. And he's going to go in for about probably 3 hours-ish, since he's partially frozen still. Yeah, so bye-bye birdie. Alright, so the turkey is cooked. It is in the oven. I've turned the heat off, so it's resting, I guess you could call it. So I'm going to get going on the potatoes. I don't like gravy, so I'm making loaded mashed potatoes. I have some bacon baking in the oven, and I'm going to leave the skins on because I like the skins, and so does the person who's going to eat with me. So let's get going. Alright, so I've washed them. I'm just going to cut them into like rough ish pieces. Put them in a stock pot type. What do you call that? Like a chili pot? A stock pot? I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to add some salt and set these on to boil. I'm going to get started on green bean casserole now. So I guess I'm going to cook it in this. So I was talking to my sister when I was getting ready to do this, and I was like, man, I've never cooked a full Thanksgiving dinner by myself. She's like, yeah, me neither. I go, well, how long do I cook the turkey? She's like, I don't know. She goes, what else are you having? And I was like, well, green bean casserole. She's like, I can tell you how to make green bean casserole. It's like, my sister's not a, I wouldn't say she's a bad cook, but it's not her strong suit. And so she's like, the one thing I know how to cook is green bean casserole. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna half this recipe that's on here. So I need 2 cans of beans. She told me to use canned beans, that it was better. Soup, which is cream of mushroom soup. 1 can. Half a cup of milk. A tablespoon of soy sauce. Pepper. Okay. So no salt, which makes sense. The soy sauce will act as salt. Okay. I think I needed a smaller pan for this, but I don't have one, so this is what we're dealing with. Now add some of the French fried onions in here. Again, this is just how I'm gonna make it. You guys don't have to follow this. We all have different cooking techniques. We all have different tastes. And so what this is all about, right? Well, that fits the casserole dish better. And then I'm going to get some for the top as well. Alright, I'm going to cook this at 350 for about 30 minutes. Okay, so over here we've got the bacon. We've got the turkey and the giblets. So I'll be back in a little bit. We're going to make the stuffing and then we're almost ready to eat. So I put my green bean casserole in the oven, but I didn't turn it on. So that was fun, but we're going to work on the potatoes now. So I've cut up some bacon. I've got my potatoes drained. Where's my masher? Here's my masher. I'm gonna mash the potatoes first, and then I'll put my good stuff in. I do not like this type of masher because shit gets stuck in it, but that's what I have. So I'm going to grab a spatula like this, clean it off as best I can. All right. Give me your hot pan. I'm gonna add some milk. And looks like I have about half a stick of butter left from something else I made. So I'm gonna work that in there. Getting shit all over. I have some sour cream in the oven that I'm probably, or not in the oven, in the refrigerator, that I'm probably going to use in here as well. Okay, let's get the bacon in here. Calories don't count on Thanksgiving, right, guys? Kind of wish I had some chives. I think that would make this taste amazing. Yeah, I'm going to add that sour cream. Look at you in pants. All right, so I'm gonna put some pepper in here along with that sour cream. All right, so the potatoes are done. All right, so I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Celery chopped. Onion up next, just a small one. So I'm gonna saute this until it's like translucent. Then we're gonna make this stuffing. Guys, I did it! I made Thanksgiving. So we have stuffing, green bean casserole, turkey, mashed potatoes. I'm gonna put a pie in the oven. It's gonna be delicious! I'll show you my plate. This is way too much food, but I'm super hungry. We haven't ate today, and it's like 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna mow down. I put a dent in it, but I did not eat it. I'm gonna go take a nap, and then we'll have pie later, and we'll talk about Thanksgiving.
Hello guys! So, I recorded like this big long story about Thanksgiving with my family and blah blah blah, and the file somehow got corrupted or deleted or something. So, now we're talking about Thanksgiving. So, the two guests that I had over really loved the food that I made. One of them had requested the green bean casserole and they loved it. The other wanted pie, and I didn't show you guys the pie, but it was just a frozen Mrs. Smith's like berry pie. It was really, really delicious. And they were both very impressed by the moistness of the turkey. When I cook my turkey upside down, because the dark meat is on the bottom and it takes longer to cook, and so if you cook it upside down, the juices from the dark meat will go into the light meat and it's on top, so it'll cook a little bit faster. At least that's in my experience how it goes. And one of them even said, he said, I normally hate turkey, but I was just gonna eat it and suffer with it, and that's why I wanted gravy, because I didn't make gravy. He goes, but this turkey breast is so moist, I love it. So, yay! Candy win! So everything turned out great. They loved the potatoes, everything. And so what I had done in the other clip is told you guys kind of about my Thanksgiving and the traditions and stuff. So when I was little, we always went to Turner, Oregon, which is where my great-grandparents lived on my mom's side. And I called them Biscuit Grandma and Grandpa, because my grandma had made these delicious biscuits that were like thin and crispy. Oh gosh, they were so good. And she made them, maybe I'll make them on the channel just as like a homage to her. But yeah, they were delicious biscuits. And so we always went to their house. We traveled down there. It was, I want to say it was like 4 hours, maybe a little longer. They're past Salem, Oregon, so for us it was pretty far. But I always loved going there because it was just a house full of family and kids sitting on the floor and getting to know their cousins that they don't see very often. And that was my favorite part, was like getting to see family that you don't see very often. And after my great-grandparents passed away, we always had it at my grandpa and grandma's house, which was my mom's parents. And I want to turn here. My grandpa always made the turkey, made a very good turkey. His dressing that he would make, stuffing dressing, was so moist and delicious. Oh God, I loved it. That was my favorite part. And, you know, of course, getting to see all my cousins and stuff. So, I like my family for the most part. As we grow older and they are allowed to be their own adults, they're not as great, some of them. After my great-grandparents passed away, we went to my grandparents' house. After my grandpa passed away, we just didn't do Thanksgiving anymore. My Aunt Shelly has tried to bring it back, and the last couple times that I've tried to go to Thanksgiving at her house, well, I've went to Thanksgiving at her house, but I keep getting stuck in traffic on the freeway, and no matter how early I leave or how late I leave, like, it's just ridiculous. The traffic on Thanksgiving is insane going up north on I-5. So we did go to the dunes a couple times. We would go camping and go quadding. But other than that, like, yeah, we just didn't do Thanksgiving. Even Roger and I didn't really do Thanksgiving. His parents, their Thanksgiving ritual is to go to hometown buffet. Yeah. I think one year I may have done a Thanksgiving, and that was when Roger's mom was in the hospital. I did Thanksgiving for his dad and his sister. But I think that was the only time I'd ever done like a Thanksgiving dinner. Hair. So yeah, Thanksgiving is just not huge in our house. We're huge with Christmas. In my family of four, like my mom, my dad, my sister, and I, Christmas is our big thing. My dad always, you know, decorated for Christmas outside at our old house, and yeah, it was awesome. So I don't really have any Thanksgiving traditions. They're just wasn't a huge thing. So what I did with some of my leftovers, again, mostly sent them home with my guests. Yesterday for breakfast, I took the green bean casserole and warmed it up, and I just ate that. And then for lunch, I took part of the stuffing and some turkey, and I warmed that up. And so I have some stuffing left. I have mashed potatoes, which I want to make into potato cakes and cook those. I deboned the turkey yesterday, and so I have a nice container of turkey, and I put the bones in, well, some of the bones, most of them, in the crock pot with some water, and I left that on high for 6 hours, and then on low for another 9 hours. And so I have some turkey broth going. So this morning I took the bones out of it and made sure there was none in there. And I put 3 bell peppers, 3 carrots, and the rest of the celery, like probably half a bunch of celery, in the crock pot so that I can have some chicken soup, and then, or not chicken soup, turkey soup. And then I put some of the seasoning that I put on the outside of the bird in with the broth as well. For now, I'm going to end my Thanksgiving vlog. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Be thankful for your family or your friends or whoever you're sharing the day with. And if you're, you know, not talking to a family member, reach out and say hello and put your pride aside and reach out to your family, because you only have one family. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. I love all of you. I hope that you are safe and healthy, and I will talk to you soon.